WBTC The Tough Marshall Tucker Band this morning as we hit the 8:30 mark on the clock, and that brings us our high beam. And this morning we welcome in Denison Mayor Greg DiDonato. I guess Can't You See was a pretty good lead-in, Greg, because you can't see it yet, but boy, are there some plans for Denison, especially in the downtown area, right?
Oh, yeah, we're really excited. We had a great August.
Yeah.
Things finally fell into place. We've been out there seeking different sources of funds to try to do a variety of different things. Our first success was about a year ago. We secured $441,000 grant, and the village committed $50 to match into that to do the storm sewer downtown. As most people know, down by Pengraze's Pizza Net, the middle of the road is a washboard. It isn't there's old clay tiles. They have collapsed, but the seals are all gone. So when we get these massive rains now that fill up the pipe, or the creek comes filled all the time, overflows, it backs up in that line and washes everything out in the road. So we got that grant. And then we've been working with AEP well over a year. PUCO just proved them statewide that they can now go LED. So the territories they cover over the next 2 years, they got 226,000 streetlights to replace.
Wow,
so they're all. But we worked with them on some of their newest products to be able to display for downtown. So we engineered it. We worked it over with them. And we worked it all out, and they gave us a quote that we could accept, but they'd be able to now showcase one of their new lighting products for downtowns that they can show other communities. So we are excited. Generally, it's probably about $500,000 would be a cost most towns would assume, and we're going to have a little over $200,000. We buy the pools, we hand it to them. It'll be all underground. There'll be no wires downtown. It starts there basically at the Lindsay's funeral home, goes to the gazebo. We'll have 19-foot straight up decorative posts with these gorgeous tops put on them. They'll provide it. We'll pay a monthly fee like we do our street lights, but they're put on, and then all underground, all going to be bored.
And
they
beautiful.
all have been designed where the edge of one light touches the other edge of the light, and there's supposedly, when this is done, there will be no dark spots. So it would be make it safer, walkable to see at night, and it'll just really illuminate the downtown. We also, in this, we had to agree to remove all the old there on where the post office is on North 3rd. It's from the old, Denison High School down to Center Street, which we're thrilled. So we're getting 6 new lights there. We're getting rid of all the old there. And then we had a couple metal posts down there by the library and the gazebo area on the 1 block there, and those are going to be replaced. There'll be 3 installed there. So in the end, 24 new lights. So the village provides the 24 posts. We're done, and that will begin next spring. We'll begin to put those in. So
that's going to look good, especially next spring and summer when the hooks are also on the light posts.
Oh, yeah. We're thrilled. The banner brackets will be put on so we can still put up our veterans banners as well as other stuff when those are down. We'll also put our brackets on for our decorations that go over the street, banners over the sidewalk. But we added the planter hooks on both sides of that run the curb way. And that means of the 15 posts downtown, we can hang 30 flower baskets like a lot of communities do during the summer. So we're just elated again. The image of downtown will be shocking. I'm 61. What I know Denison to be has been the same all my life. It was done in the 60s, and it really hasn't had a major facelift, but this will be different than anything. This is not it here. Then we have got a grant. Okay, so that happened in August where we come up. We've already signed the agreement. We've already sent the money. We're using American Rescue Funds, our share, to send to AEP to buy the pools. So that was covered primarily for the money we got from the American Rescue Funds, which could have been used for anything, but we decided that we need to make an investment in our downtown because downtowns determine if towns live or die.
Yeah.
If they're dying and they look bad, so it bleeds out to the rest of the area. So that's done. We also got a call from Rosenberry Foundation. They paid for half of all of our new signage for Granton Center, half our benches, our new trash cans, our new planters are on the ground in the corner like we have now with a CERT pipe. So they gave us $35,000. The estimate $72,000. We're selling the other pieces for sponsorship. That'll close the gap and pay for that.
Tell how all that matches together and makes it one look.
All this is going to be black. The posts are going to be black. They're decorative like on Center and on Second, just they're taller. So they will be black. They're, like I said, gorgeous tops on them that'll be leased from the AEP, and they'll be maintained by them. The benches will be black. Right now we plan at least 10 of those. Potentially, we have narrow sidewalks, so those will have to be placed where they're not in the way. Yeah. But we have spots right now figured out, but they'll all be black. We're actually getting a quote that they'll all be cut out across the backs of them. They'll say Denison.
Oh, no.
So we're going to see what that extra cost will be to do that, but we thought that would be a nice touch.
And the sidewalks are going to have a different look.
The sidewalks are going to have brick inlays. They're going to be 4 feet wide by 15 feet long. Will be put inside the sidewalks. Of course, what it'll be is they're not going to sit on sand or dirt. They'll be cut out. They'll have a cement put on the bottom, and they'll leave 2 1/4 inches in so you can drop your sidewalks in, or your bricks in. Yeah. So we've already got, matter of fact, the brick samples are in my car. I got 3 different samples from Bowerst and Shell, who's a local company, to see, to maybe pick 2 that we're going to use to put, in the inlays in with. We also, so we got that grant for $171,000. That's completed. Like I said, we got half the money to pay for all the nice stuff. All of our signage, the stop signs will be black post outlined with black, brand new signs in them. All of our 2-hour parking on Grant will be the same way. Like I said, we'll have 16 brand new trash cans will all be black. We'll have 16 brand new planters on the corners that'll be a form of a black. The whole idea of it is, in Denison, we have several buildings that have been recognized for historical value. You have the Railroad Chaplain. You have the old Denison High School. You have the post office. You have the Landing House. Of course, we have the National Register Depot down on Center Street. So you have all this historical aspects. So the vision was from the bridges on Grant and Center, Uricksville, up to basically where the furniture warehouse is and Harker's Weatherization, that to become a recognized business district. Pulled together. We redid Center about 15, 16 years ago, but now we need to bring it to our main street and we need to pull together. So when someone drives down Second and they get to that point and they look right or left, they clearly know they're in the business district, and they clearly, someone drives in the Center Street off of 800 and drives up the street. We have those arches, but they clearly know what our business district is. We truly believe in our hearts that we'll strengthen our downtown, that'll give a many more years future. It'll make sure we keep people in those buildings, whether it's a business, whether it's an office. And, we also have vacant land. We're truly hoping that it may also inspire investors to potentially put up some buildings for either to lease. It may, put up some buildings at the first level could be leased for spaces. The upper part could be nice deluxe, condos, or they could be lofts that could be rented. So, but we have to do our part. I tell everybody, if we're going to be in the game of trying to be in a tourism town, which we've been competing to have people come there, and we got great restaurants, we got a brewery open, we have cute, quaint little shops that people can walk into. If we want to be in that business, then we got to act like it. We got to step up the plate. We got to, basically raise our level to really being serious about it. This will make sure now that people who are driving, hopefully the Amish land, people who are driving to look at the Hall of Fame, that when they're Googling, they're looking for somewhere to drive for just to go investigate for a few hours, explore, and they pops up the depot, that when they come here, they'll go away realizing what a charming little town that is, and it'll inspire them to talk, favorably of the community, and hopefully it'll lead to more, bus tours, more other stuff. All that stuff adds up, folks. We're looking at 16,000 riders for Polar Express this year. They added Thursday. 16,000 people coming in town, buying gas, stopping maybe there at the same time, getting a bottle of water, some pop or snacks, going in our restaurants, walking in our antique shop downtown, going into our hardware, going into our CVS, whatever, to pick up something. Using our ATM machines at the bank. There's a fee for that. So my whole point to you of it is, the more we can do there, the more we expand potential business base in downtown, or the more stronger we make it to be relevant. Okay. The other thing is, nobody understands, in that business district, in that area, there are approximately 200 jobs full and part time. Yeah. You don't think about it, but it's one of our largest employers, the business district. So we need to keep that strong because again, to the resident out here, the money we generate from those 200 jobs is what's helping to pay for police, fire, paving in town. Okay, so if you don't take care of that and you don't make that investment, really you're just harming your economics of your community.
Yeah, things will fritter away. So again, everybody's hearing this. When do we start seeing any sidewalk broken or pole going up?
Here's what it is. We've already signed agreement, sent $122,000 that we need to send to AEP. We've ordered the pools. We have to provide the decorative 19-foot pools. They'll put the tops on. Right. And that is scheduled to start in the spring. And for everybody out there, all those wooden pools, we have wooden downtown and pools, and we have metal. They'll all be removed. That's part of the deal. All that wiring that goes above that hooks them up, that's the only wires we have downtown because our main ones went in the alley, which makes it nice for us in this case because we'll have no wires downtown. You'll see no wires. So amazing. That'll come in and that'll remove all that, and then they will install these. It'll begin there at Hannah by the Lindsay's Funeral Home and then stagger over to CVS. They'll bounce back over. They'll properly be put in place back and forth, and they'll properly be set that the edge of one light will hit the edge of the other light to make sure. Plus, they're LED. They're much more brighter. We put the new LEDs on Center Street. So if anybody's been down Center Street, they know the difference of the lighting. And for all the listeners out there, those lights are on Center. There's 34 of them going up on Second. We've also assigned that, approved that with AEP. So they're getting all new tops. So when this whole thing gets done, you drive off a Second, you come in. I mean, Denison is truly going to have a very positive, I think image. People are going to be very proud to drive in. The lighting is also going to, lighting's also what other people don't understand. All studies say, lighting helps out for safety, vandalism, crime.
Sure, yeah.
So, having things the best we can in those areas and improving it. This is just new technology.
And by the way, LED is brighter and cheaper than the old.
Brighter and cheaper. Yeah, significant. So these upgrades also enhance a variety of other things. But we clearly, the downtown wanted to make sure that when someone comes to town, it's dark in the winter, like Polar or light up Denison, that they clearly, somebody has eyesight problems, like I'm wearing stronger glasses today, that I have better vision to walk, better vision to see what's going on. They feel always at all times safe because it's well lit.
Yeah.
And so, this kind of just matches a description what you should be aiming for. And it'll help all walkers. We have tons of walkers in town between, the people go down and walk the trail, but we also have tons of them who walk the sidewalks because we've been fortunate through the years, like downtown's walkable, Second Street's walkable. We got some new sidewalks going on in Thornwood Park next year, $165,000. Should have happened this year, but it was pushed off, but it'll be happening in the spring as well. Mm-hmm. We've already, like I said, removed the trees in preparation for that so they can get the roots out and dig it all up. Yeah. But my whole point of it is we really just tried to sit back and look at this. What helps the community? What keeps our business thriving? Now, we're $221,000 short. All these things, we have to agree to things. If you want the paving, you got to take, figure a portion of it, you're going to take a loan, a portion of it, you got to have cash. So $351,000 do all the paving of downtown, also a lot of the alleys, like there by St. Mary's School, behind CVS, the Knights of Columbus, Denison Eagles, and we're doing all of the street from the bridge. We're going to do the bridge there, crossing from Uriksville to Denison, all the way up past AIC Club where we did last year. So you've completed that. And hopefully you get that good 15-year ride out of that then. But anyways, so that's $351,000. Our application is saying we're going to pay 20% of that in cash, which is $70,000. We want a 25% loan from the Ohio Public Works. They offer those at 0%. We pay back over 10 years. That's another $80-some thousand. So that's $8,500 a year. But the road will outlast in 10 years when you made the payment. You got to do it anyways. These roads fall apart.
Oh, yeah.
So there, and then we're asking 55% of it to be funded by a grant. That's the only piece of this puzzle right now that's still out there that we'll know in probably end of November whether we got that. Okay, so that there. Okay, the storm sewer I mentioned, we had to commit $50,000 in cash. We're getting $441. That's done. We've already got that.
Yeah.
The sidewalk grant we got from the governor's office of Appalachia, we matched it with the storm sewer, so we had to put no additional money.
All right.
So, and then the lights, like I said, we used all our American Rescue funds, about $230,000 between the engineering, purchase of pools, and what we have to pay AEP for that program. So that's been covered by money that was given to us, and there was restrictions to that, like downtown economic development, all that. So this fit the description of usage, but again, it could have been used to buy vehicles and everything else.
Yeah.
We wanted something long-term, lasting effects from this.
Can't wait to see it start. Can't wait to see it completed.
Right.
So congratulations to
Right.
you and the council. And
Right. Well, and this
keep
one to
keep it
mention,
moving.
the street lights will happen next year because that's AEP. That won't.
Yeah.
The bid for this project probably will go out late next year. Two of these programs we can't begin to draw down till after July 1st. So, so what we'll basically do is try to get it bidded out after that. And probably the first thing you're going to have to do is the storm sewer because that's going to be the biggest mess. And you have to do the underground before you do the above the ground.
Yeah.
So we're assuming that this will get bidded late or later next year, possible start right after Christmas, and then hopefully it'll be completed. I would say at least by September 2024, because like I said, storm sewer first, and then you're gonna start working on sidewalks, and you're gonna work on all the other things that component of this project. So
That's very good. Well, if we can have you come back in again pretty soon, we'll get an update on that and see what's happening for the holidays. All right.
And just one final thing, I just want to thank everybody. We are $221,000. We have to match all these.
Yeah.
I came back from, I have a place, North Carolina, I go down to and visit a condo, and I come back. Starting the day after Labor Day, which I think was the 7th or whatever, we have already raised, primarily from our business community, some of our civic organization, and some individuals. We have already raised nearly $140,000 to cover the 221.
2/3. Way to go.
And we have 10 who basically said, I'm willing to help, has just gone through the process. So I'm really proud, and I want everyone to understand out there that, again, this is probably going to be a project in the end between the grants and what we raised. We will not have to pull any funds out of our funds other than we gave up the American Rescue funds that could have been used. But I just want the voters, I want the residents to know that. And I want to say thank you to everybody out there that we have met with private. We basically gone one-on-one. We give them a copy of the plans, and we've asked them to be involved. We are selling benches, the lights for sponsorships, and those brick inlays. There will be a 24 by 24 set in there where you can put in memory of somebody, the family name. You can put in the business name will be printed, or you can put in the organization, like the Denison Rotary Club bought one. We've had the lines by the light posts, and several of our business. But I have been overwhelmed with positivity. People look at our layout here, these 3-page layout of what our plans are, and their mouths just fall to the floor. They're like, I had no idea Denison would look like this. I had no idea this is the detailed we were getting into.
You shared with us, and we appreciate that. This Greg DiDonato, the mayor of Denison, and all the plans that are coming up, and they are great. And that's the 8:30 High Beam this morning on the BT Morning Show.